You guys are awesome, seriously. So we're on to our headliner, which is so cool because Robbie's going to be off my case about the time for this show. So David Gibson wears many hats, including a motivational speaker. He's an entrepreneur, radio personality, boxer, president of Toastmasters Club, and many other various titles. But his center of focus is on empowering others to recognize their strengths, virtues, and live their dreams. He is a graduate of IU Kelley School of Business and now heads his own inspirement company, Elevation is a Must, where he inspires future leaders to align their lives with success. He believes that dream catchers can change the world. Please help me in welcoming David Gibson.
That ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces.
Yes, you are. How we doing this evening? Come on, hold on. The energy that you bring up here is the energy I deliver back. So how are we doing this evening? That's what I'm talking about. Tonight we're going to have a discussion. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about how to become a game changer. How to become a game changer. Everybody in here, by a show of hands, how many of you have a dream? You've got a dream, something you're aiming for. Let's maximize our potential right now. Let's maximize our potential. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I simply told them, I said, you know what? I want to become a kid again. When I grow up, I want to be a kid again. I want to become a kid. How do I do this here, Chris? This is the acting up. There we go. I want to become a kid because kids are curious. They're ambitious. They take risks. You know, my nephew, he just celebrated his 5th birthday last month. And he's in that stage now where he loves superheroes. You know, if you got any 5-year-olds, they love superheroes. He loves Batman. He loves Spider-Man. He loves Supersonic. And it's amazing how kids identify with superheroes. They take on the way that the superhero approaches life. They believe that they have super speed, super power. They believe that they're invisible. They believe they can do anything that they put their mind to. He walks around, he's got the whole Batman cape and the whole mask and everything, and he says, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. You know, he takes a quantum leap when his voice gets deep. You know, I'm Batman. You know how the kids are. But as adults, we lose this practice to be able to believe that we can conquer anything that we put our mind to. We lose it. And Richard Wright, he talked about this process in his book, The Native Son, when the main character, Bigger Thomas, explained his pain in life. He simply said, when I was younger, my imagination used to roam with ideas. But over the years, my impulse to dream has been slowly beaten out of me by the experience of life. Life has pushed us around so much that for many of us, we've lost our sight on our future and we've lost our vision on what's possible. My nephew, when he was younger, he had just started walking, and he became very curious and bold. And I used to watch him, and when I would put him to sleep, I would put him in a playpen, Chris. Put him in a playpen, and I would go into a different room, minding my own business. And within 20 minutes, I would hear him playing with his toys that were sitting on the floor outside of the playpen. What he had done was, he had climbed up the playpen, and he hopped on the dresser that was sitting just next to it. And he used the dresser drawers as stairs to get down to his toys. And I was amazed by the resourcefulness that he was using to go and get what he wanted, to go and find what he wanted. And I sat back and I said, man, what if we had that outlook? And what I noticed is that to become a game changer, you have to think like a child and be willing to take a risk. Because when my nephew would do that, I would get upset because I would say, look, man, I'm not going to get in trouble by your mother and my sister, and you get hurt under my watch. So I need you to stay within this playpen. Game changers, they take the journey of self-realization. What do I mean by that? I mean, they know who they are, they know where they're going, and they know why they need to do what they're going to do. But the inspiring thing about it is this. They don't necessarily focus on how they're going to get there. Sometimes they don't even know. They just map it out along the way. And many of us, we fall short of this ability. Frederick Douglass, he talked about one of the keys to freeing yourself from a slavery mentality. And one of the things that we struggle with, he said, men are so constituted that they derive the conviction of their own possibilities, largely from the estimate formed of them by others. What do I mean by that, Chris? It means if nothing is expected of someone, that someone will find it very difficult to contradict that expectation. Many people are told to go into the playpen of life and to fall asleep and to never get out because the outside circumstance, the environment, the surroundings are too dangerous, and they fall asleep. Game changers think differently. They think unconventionally. Convention is the enemy of progress. If you ever want to create some change, learn to risk unconditionally. Unconventional approaches have to have unconventional thoughts. To do the impossible, you have to do something that's extraordinary. You have to be bold. Taking the journey of self-realization is believing in yourself and knowing what you're standing for, knowing what your business is standing for, knowing what you stand for. There is no room for doubt for game changers. Doubt is damaging your potential. It's damaging your life. It's damaging our dreams. Then another approach is this. Game changers have the ability to shift their paradigm. When I would talk and communicate with my nephew, I would say, look, man, I need you to stay in here. Look, I don't want this dresser falling on your head. I want you to stay here. But he did what he wanted. He created his own rules. A paradigm is really just the rules to the game. And when you shift your paradigm, you are ultimately changing the rules or creating your own rules. You are establishing what is right and what is wrong for you. You create and define your own success. It's allowing your individuality to be expressed. Albert Einstein once said, he said, it is very important to foster individuality because it is the individual that produces the ideas. For my contempt to authority, it punished me by making the authority myself. What is that saying, Chris? It's saying because I created the rules, I'm in charge. I control what I can do with my life. I control where my business goes. I don't set the standard based upon what the industry is doing right now. I create the standard. Then the last component is this. It's very important, Sparks fans. It's having the ability to connect dots. Most inventions and breakthroughs are created by reassembling existing ideas in new ways. You take chocolate and peanut butter, you get Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah. Steve Jobs took a cell phone, an MP3 player, and an internet access device, and he came up with the concept of the iPhone. It requires a level of curiosity. Just like kids, researchers, they predict on an average a 5-year-old asks nearly 400 questions a day. And if you got kids, you may think that's an understatement. But as adults, we lose this ability. We stop asking questions and start accepting answers instead of confirming them. We believe that being inquisitive gets you in trouble. Hence the cliche saying, curiosity killed the cat. I'm a firm believer that curiosity is what builds lions. And lions are the kings of the jungle. In this sense, they are the game changers. But this requires a great level of mindfulness. Being aware of your environments. Gandhi talks about this. He gave a simple story. There was a monk that was studying for his Buddhist philosophy examination. It took him 3 years studying extensively. He studied meditation, studying the philosophy, digging down. He interviewed individuals, and he had to meet up with his teacher. Finally went to his teacher's house. As he went to his teacher's house, he walked in there prepared. Got swag. He's confident. I'm courageous. I'm ready to take this examination. He walked in. His teacher said, "Are you ready?" He said, "Yes, I am, sir." He said, the teacher said, "I have just one question for you." He said, when you walked in, the flowers, were they to the left or to the right of the umbrella? And he said, I don't know. After 3 years of extensive study, he overlooked the obvious. And many of us are like that when we're trying to find breakthrough ideas. We're trying to dig through a pile of complexity when the breakthrough is on the shelf of simplicity. We have to learn to live in the moment. Connect the dots. Todd Henry, I was reading a book earlier this week. He named a simple statement. It was die empty. And he gave a simple quote. He said, cover bands never change the world. All they do is play somebody else's music. You are game changers. Be the Beatles and transform the world. Thank you.